Alright, and early greetings from the Solana Beach train station. Today, I'm taking the Amtrak Pacific Surfliner up to Anaheim for a solo day trip at Disneyland using my SoCal Resident 3-day ticket. I live in San Diego and I hate driving, so I wanted to see what it was like to take the train up to Disneyland. The Pacific Surfliner runs between San Diego and Los Angeles and continues up to San Luis Obispo. I got on the 6:40 a.m. train in Solana Beach, which is the closest station to my house. A round-trip coach ticket between Solana Beach and Anaheim was $48, so more expensive than parking at Disneyland, but so worth it for the stunning views and the convenience of not having to drive. It's called the Pacific Surfliner for a reason. Especially near San Clemente, you are literally riding right next to the ocean. You cannot beat sunrise views like this. Once you hit San Juan Capistrano, the train is all inland, so soak up the ocean views on the first half of the ride. My train arrived in Anaheim at 8:08 a.m., exactly on time, so an hour-and-a-half ride total. Pretty much the same time as if you drove. From the Arctic, the Anaheim Regional Transportation Intermodal Center, I grabbed an Uber to Disneyland, which cost $10 and was a 10-minute ride. There theoretically is an express bus between the Arctic and Disneyland, but it wasn't shown on the schedule. I got to the Harbor Boulevard drop-off at 8:28 a.m. and made my way through security, which thankfully had no line. And I was through the Disneyland turnstiles by 8:35 a.m. The park had opened at 8 a.m., so I lost some crucial rope drop time, but still not too bad overall. It was the penultimate day of the holiday season, so I was excited to enjoy the holiday offerings one last time. I decided to not buy Genie Plus, which was $35 for the day, so I strategized with standby lines. I first made my way over to Adventureland to ride Indiana Jones. The wait time had just gone up to 20 minutes, but there ended up not really being any wait before the merge point. And Indiana Jones really is just one of the best rides. After Indy, I made my way over to Haunted Mansion Holiday, which said it was a 25-minute wait, and it definitely took a full 25 minutes to make it to the stretching room. Despite the fact that I hate Nightmare Before Christmas, I love Haunted Mansion Holiday. I also miraculously got a full ride through without the ride having to stop to load. And my magic band lit up and buzzed on the way out. Now let's take a walk across the park to head to Toontown for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. It was just before 10 a.m. now, and the wait time was listed at 30 minutes, but this ride has a fantastic queue to wait in. So this is a ride where you actually miss out if you use Lightning Lane. It ended up taking just under 30 minutes to get on the ride, which I think is totally worth it for Runaway Railway. After that ride, I got in line for Small World Holiday since it was only a 5-minute wait, and the ride can get really long waits once the lights go on at night. The holiday overlay on Small World is just amazing. I love this version of the ride so much. I then stayed in Fantasyland to do single rider on Matterhorn. My timing was kind of unlucky because multiple groups of like 5 to 6 people had just gotten in the single rider line in front of me, but it ended up only being like a 15-minute wait and still way shorter than the standby line. It was 11:30 a.m. at this point, so I wanted to park hop over to DCA for lunch and entertainment. We didn't have park hopper when we went up in November, so this was my first time being able to see the holidays at DCA. I went to Paradise Garden Grill for lunch and got to catch the end of a Mariachi Divas performance. I got the tacos Gobernador, which are shrimp tacos, and these were so delicious. I'm so sad they were only here for the holiday season. As I was finishing my lunch, I got to watch Viva Navidad, which was so amazing. Truly one of the most entertaining and fun shows Disney puts on. After watching Viva Navidad from my lunch spot, I walked along Pixar Pier. I wasn't planning on it since I had just eaten lunch, but I decided to do a single rider for the Incredicoaster. It was about a 10 to 15 minute wait, and one day I will ride the Incredicoaster at night with the lights on. I then retraced my steps since I wanted to watch Viva Navidad again and actually see it from the front how it's supposed to be viewed, and it was perfect timing to watch the second showing of it. It was now a little bit before 1:30 p.m., so I wanted to check out a little bit more of DCA. San Francisco is awesome as always to walk through. And then I went to Cars Land to check out the single rider line for Radiator Springs Racers, but it stretched through the entire length of the queue, so I decided to pass on that for today. I didn't get to ride Mission Breakout at Oogie Boogie Bash, so I wanted to try and ride that today. And the line thankfully wasn't too bad. It took a little over 30 minutes to get on the ride. I love this ride so much. I scream and laugh the entire time. It is so much fun. I then figured I'd stroll through Avengers Campus since you always see characters there before hopping back over to Disneyland. It was now 3 p.m., so the canoes were only open for another hour, and I had to make sure I got a canoe ride in. If you haven't done the canoes before, the canoes are the coolest. From here, you could also actively see lots of work being done at Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Post-canoes, I headed to Pirates since no Disneyland trip is complete without a ride on Pirates of the Caribbean. It was posted at a 35-minute wait, but it took less than 20 minutes to get on the ride. I really needed a break from standing at this point, so it was time for the Disneyland Railroad. I hopped on at the New Orleans station, and it was so nice to listen to the band playing at Tiana's Palace while waiting. Eventually, I got on the train to ride and circle back to Main Street. And if the train was 1 minute later, we would have seen the Small World lighting ceremony. But the train made it to Main Street Station just in perfect timing to watch the 5 p.m. Christmas parade. My favorite part of this parade is definitely the toy soldiers that all are actually playing instruments. Now, I had planned on having dinner at Refreshment Corner, but they must have been out of gluten-free hot dog buns for the day since they weren't available on mobile order. So I decided on having dinner at Galactic Grill since French fries sounded really good at the time. I got the gluten-free cheeseburger, which comes with a side of fries, and this was definitely the most flavorless burger I have ever had. But I was really here for the gluten-free fries. And the meal was made much better by this special holiday drink there. It was so delicious and looked so festive. It was 7 p.m., now totally dark, so I went back to Small World to look at the holiday lights. It is so magical and beautiful having it all lit up in these colors. My magic band then suddenly buzzed, and then there was this really cute and short projection show on Small World. I also had my fun light-up Olaf sweater on to match the vibes. I had about an hour before I needed to head back to the train station, so I decided to take a walk through Galaxy's Edge. Galaxy's Edge looks really cool at night. I just wish there was more to do. Like, Adventures Campus constantly has shows and characters out. I then looped through the rest of the park, soaking in the evening lights of Disneyland. I hadn't done Jungle Cruise yet today, and it was literally a 0-minute wait, so I figured, why not? It's dark and you can't really see anything, but the boat was a great audience. For the last 20 minutes of my night, I checked out the lights on the castle, and then walked through the shops on Main Street. But then it was just after 8 p.m. and it was time to bid adieu to Disneyland until the next trip. I went back to the Harbor Boulevard drop-off area and got a lift back to the Arctic. And wow, I was not prepared for the stunning rainbow lights on this station. It felt like I had a little bit of World of Color right here to end out the night. It was then time to head to the train platform, and I love when train stations clearly label the north-south tracks. And then I waited for the 8:50 p.m. Pacific Surfliner train to arrive. I was absolutely exhausted after 12 solid hours in the parks, and it was so nice to relax and have a train whisk me back home. The lights were on in the train, so no sightseeing on the ride back, which was fine with me because I could then just rest my eyes. The train made it back to the Solana Beach station on time at 10:20 p.m., and now I just had a short drive back home. It was a wonderful and exhausting Disney day, and I'll definitely be taking the Amtrak Pacific Surfliner back up to Anaheim again.